Hello again. Around 25 years ago, a visit for Tottenham to Burnley was a regular occurrence when both were members of the old First Division. But circumstances have changed for the Clarets, and tonight is rather a special occasion. Enjoy it now with our commentator, Rob Palmer.
A deafening noise to greet the good times here at Burnley again. 5 straight wins already this season here at Turf Moor. Spurs come here as a Premier Division side who know they're in for a real battle. Jimmy Mullen's only doubt was to centre-half Steve Davis, but a late fitness test sees Davis continue his successful partnership with John Pender at the back. The midfield has an attacking feel, with John Francis and David Ayres offering width, while up front, Adrian Heath, last season leading scorer here at Turf Moor, partners the man they nicknamed the Rooster, Kevin Russell. Russell, scorer of that incredible first goal in the last round here at Turf Moor when he chipped Preston keeper Callum O'Hanlon, while O'Hanlon was still backpedalling after handling outside his area. Spurs, meanwhile, give a debut to 17-year-old Stephen Carr, an Ayr Youth international, who slots in at full-back to replace the injured Dean Austin. Austin broke an ankle at home to Oldham on Saturday. The diamond midfield structure, so favoured by Ozzy Ardiles, provides the ammunition for Gordon Jory and the prolific Teddy Sheringham up front. Sheringham, 8 goals already this season. Spurs have only scored 12 in total. The referee is Sheffield's Brian Coddington, a local government officer in his 3rd season on the referees list. It's 11 years since Burnley got past the second round. That year they got to the semis, defeating of all teams Spurs along the way, incredibly 4-1 at White Hart Lane. And already the Burnley voices in good chorus. Osvaldo Ardiles knows that although on paper it should be easy with 2 legs, there's no such thing as easy in the cut. Deary. Ayres. Pulling away to the left is Randall, and surely that's where the ball's going to have to go. Here is Randall. Thompson's peeling away to the left side. Randall goes inside. Heath. Randall opens up. Good shot! Oh, and Walker was there with the legs. The ricochet off Mabbott, and for a moment it looked like it was going goal-bound. Doesn't matter which part of the body. Walker with the legs there. Just opened up for Adrian Randall, and his shot was good. Free kick to Burnley. This was a real opportunity. Lovely little ball from Adrian Heath. It opened up, and Mabbott's deflection nearly took it goalwards. Good save that from Walker. Francis immediately in the action with a header, asking a lot of Adrian Heath. Here's Russell. Gets on the end. Adrian Heath is the only target. Adrian Heath with a header! And it just goes by the left-hand post. Warm applause. Disappointment for Jimmy Mullen. But delight from the Burnley fans who have seen a marvellous start from their team. Suddenly, Kevin Russell just found himself with a bit of time. Picked out Adrian Heath, and a lovely guided header which almost found the corner. Here's Calderwood, leaves it for Anderton. Sheringham the only option. It'll have to go backwards again. Carr, Samways, Heath comes to hustle him. Burnley win the ball. Here's Randall. Good ball. Francis lost control of it, then wins it back. Adrian Heath, here's Heath. Great tackle from Colin Calderwood. Super defending that. Adrian Heath just had a little breathing space there, but Colin Calderwood with a superbly timed challenge, clean as a whistle. And that's good defending from the ex-Swindon Town skipper. And suddenly at the other end, a real chance for Sheringham, and Beresford was there. A hopeful ball forward, a little hesitation, and suddenly Sheringham was in the clear, but Beresford was very decisive on the edge of his own box. And Sheringham really with the clearest opportunity so far. It just came to on the edge of the box, and decisive keeping from Beresford denied him. Good header from Carr. Russell. Adrian Heath. Randall. Francis to the right. Opportunities here. Here's Francis. All the way. Straight into Walker's midriff. Holds up his hand and apologises. He had options there, John Francis. Went for glory. Cut inside. Went himself. Good positioning from Walker. Jimmy Mullen will be displeased despite the goalless scoreline. Russell. Thompson to the left. Russell uses him by not using him, if you like, and goes the other way. In by Davis. Interception was made by Calderwood, who just got caught by Deary. But here come Tottenham. Jury. Away to the right is Sheringham. Jury and Anderson in the middle. Sheringham goes alone, tries a curler. Oh! The inside of the post. Well, I thought it had gone in. The Spurs fans thought it had gone in. Beresford was beaten, thought it had gone in. But the right hand upright decides otherwise. Well, well, well. I was just about to shout 1-0 then. Here's Samways. Well, Sheringham found himself with a bit of time. Control with the right. And the bender with the left. Beat the keeper, but not the post. And that could have bounced anywhere. Sheringham unlucky not to have goal number 9 of the season. Dazelle. Mabbott. Calderwood. Carr. Interesting debut. Soundly booed already. Welcome to professional football. Samways. Looking for Sheringham. Good header that from Pender. You always look to your skipper to provide a degree of calm, and that's an example of just what he can do. Russell up with Mabbott. Mabbott the higher. Randall. Farrell. Russell peels away. Heath. Russell. Offside. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. No, no, no. Well, maybe Russell didn't hear the whistle go, but the linesman, who was very decisive in the first half, was instantly up with his flag for the first decision of the second half. Well, it's almost as if the Burnley fans have got some sort of printed songbook, isn't it? They're rolling out the songs tonight. They'll be rolling out the barrel if they can just get themselves a first leg lead. Here's Samways, hoping to spoil the party. Now then, Adrian Randall only has Russell to support him. And streaming back at the Spurs players. Russell trying to keep the move alive. Here's Heath, real chance! Oh, good tackle, great tackle. Gary Mabbott with a brilliant tackle. And he's applauded by his goalkeeper, he's applauded by his manager, and years of experience. How many times have we seen challenges like that result in a penalty? That was clean as a whistle from Gary Mabbott. Anderton just forcing Davis into an error. Davis confident enough to stride away. Heath, good touch. Russell. Davis is forward. Can Russell find him? Good block from Calderwood. Campbell away. Here's Jury. Dazelle. First to the right, then to the left. Anderton. Cutting in. Thinks about the shot. Good challenge from Deary. Campbell. Sheringham. Dazelle making the run to the near post. That's where the ball's gone. Good defending. Corner. The referee says that it was a goal kick. A corner. Deary said it was a goal kick. Let's have a look. Sheringham's measured ball to Dazelle. Well, maybe he was right. Dazelle's left boot just carried that out. Calderwood up from the back. Mabbutt's also there. Here's Mabbutt. Good header. Good headed clearance. Good shot though from Sedgley. Always rising. No danger. Into the stand behind the goal. Well, it was aimed at Mabbutt. Good clearing header from Davis. And not quite the textbook shot. Gazelle. And again. Loose though. France trying to make something of it. Mabbutt. Campbell. Good turn. Here's Sol Campbell. Stretching the legs. Good header. Away by Pender. Deary losing out. Jury trying the long range effort. And there was Beresford down to his left. Ardiles and Perryman off the bench. They thought that might have crept in from Gordon Dury. But Beresford is a superb keeper, and he wasn't going to be beaten from that range. Corner. Francis hustling and bustling and forcing a corner. John Pender is coming from the back and has signalled that he wants the ball. Can David Ayres find him? Here is Pender! Straight to the goalkeeper. Well, David Ayres picked him out. Set-piece routine, perfectly worked. Couldn't find the angle though. Anderton looks for Sheringham. Pender's back there defending. He's been caught though. Sheringham, good save. Second attempt from Beresford. Rich applause. That was a good save. Sheringham just suddenly found himself in the clear. Made the best of Pender, who was still coming back from the corner, remember. And that was a fine save. And at the second attempt. Now then, here's Adrian Heath. Almost finding a way through. And once again, Gary Mabbutt with a brilliant challenge. Sedgley, it's certainly going to take someone like Mabbutt to support the attack, to add the extra man. And here is Mabbutt, leaves it now for Sheringham. Oh dear. Well, you'd have backed him, wouldn't you? You really would have backed him to put that one away. Samways, Dazelle, Mabbutt had supported, dummied it, and Sheringham, well, credit to the defender, I suppose, for putting him off. Deary. Real chance for Randall. Good defending from Campbell. Pender to keep the move alive. Oh dear, that's a disappointing ball forward from the skipper. A minute of stoppage time almost up, and that is all that will be added on a night when Jimmy Mullen's men will have been denied only by some brilliant defending. But in the end, it's been a night when defenders have come out on top. Brilliant defending too, and we have a scoreline of Burnley 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
That may be the score now, but you'd expect things to be different in a couple of weeks' time.
I would expect Tottenham to win it. But we did say in the Sunday match, you know, I said to you that Burnley are not a bad little side, especially at home. They scored goals, they always score goals, didn't score any tonight, but they're an attacking side. But they leak them at the back, and I think Tottenham on their own ground will get 1 or 2.
We were talking about nostalgia earlier on. You must have some nostalgic memories, if that's not the...
But that was a great... That's a great ground. It used to be a great ground to go to, and you can see they can still get big crowds up there, and it would be a lovely thing if they can continue their improvement and get back into the big time. But, I mean, they had at one time, when I played against them, a whole team of international players. Yeah. McIlroy and Adams.
It was a Ralph Coates story.
Ralph Coates came just at the back of that team, at the late 60s. He came from Tottenham then. And they built up another good side as well, you know, in the 70s. But I've always had time for Burnley. It's a smashing little place. Nice ground. They've got terrific training facilities as well. So, you know, they have a big club set up. And I think Jimmy Mullen's doing a good job there, and you can see the progress with them, can't you?
But that notwithstanding, our money's on Spurs to go
I would
through.
think so, yes.
OK. Still in the pipeline tonight, we've highlights of last night's action in the Coca-Cola Cup affecting our local teams, and plenty more from tonight. And we've had the latest news from Monte Carlo on the eve of the big decision. But next, we're at Bethnal Green for boxing.
Arsenal and Ian Wright, 2.5 minutes to take their first step forward on this year's road to Wembley. Just a yard of space and 2 quick touches were all Wright needed to turn a half chance into his 8th of the season. 12 minutes later, Paul Merson's quick thinking from the free kick, Wright's awareness, and Kevin Campbell's smooth finish turned the tie into a formality and enabled the holders to play with a freedom and expression that went missing 2 days earlier at Manchester United. Campbell was too quick and strong for the Huddersfield defence early in the second half, and Merson followed up for number 3. Although his night ended soon after in a substitution he was less than happy with. But Wright's evening just got better. He's lightning quick, but it's his speed of thought that sets him apart. And his repertoire of goals covers quite a range these days. But not too many strikers would have missed his next chance. Wright still had to be there, though, to turn in Tony Adams' cross for his hat-trick. And Huddersfield can expect to see a lot more of Wright and his celebratory bogle in the second leg. Crystal Palace won last night's South London derby, but they were given a push start by referee Kelvin Mawson, who somehow ruled that Darren Pitcher had deliberately passed the ball back to Mike Salmon. Free kick to Palace, 7 yards out, 10 Charlton players lined up, but they couldn't stop Dean Gordon driving in the first. A lead doubled early in the second half by the increasingly influential midfielder Gareth Southgate, who's weighed in with a few goals already this season, and none of them have been tap-ins either. Charlton hadn't got close to the form that helped them beat Palace 4-1 in the Anglo-Italian Cup 2 weeks earlier, but just past the hour there was some hope as Carl Lieburn's long legs took him past Eric Young, and a nice cool finish pulled it back to 2-1. But the night ended on a double high for Palace. First, John Solako came off the bench to begin his second comeback from that dreadful knee injury. And he injected more life into the Palace attack. And 3 minutes from time, David White got on the end of John Humphrey's cross with a top-class header to give Palace a very decent lead to take into the second leg. Before that, Division 1's top 2 meet again in the league on Sunday. A load of rubbish was Mick McCarthy's description for the stalemate at Watford, Millwall's 4th game without a goal, but they went closest to winning it. Etienne Verviers brought out the best of several top-class saves from Watford's Simon Shepherd. Most of the 3,500 at Barnet expected a rout. They didn't get it, even though the early signs were hardly promising. Les Ferdinand did what most expected him to do, but only once, because Barnet did a very good job of containing him after that. 8 minutes later, Rangers did get another, from another low, quick cross, turned in this time by Simon Barker. But Barnet refused to be demoralised, and their remaining spirit more than anything else kept Rangers out. And 19 minutes from the end, Barnet even scored the best goal of the game. Thumped in by the substitute Tony Lynch, who'd just come on. They don't expect to win the tie, but it will do their confidence and their bank balance a lot of good.
Great to see them doing well, and
Yes.
good to see Arsenal making a good defence.
Well, Arsenal obviously fancy the old cup, want to keep it. Nice way to go about it as well, and you know the top men scoring the goals as well. Ian Wright with another hat-trick. I mean, he's devastating, that boy,
Isn't he just?
Oh, he's...
All right then, more action from tonight now, and Graham Miller's roundup starts with Wycombe at Coventry.
Chesterfield were the team of last season's League Cup when they led 3-0 at Liverpool, but when Darren Carr brought down Lee Chapman, such thoughts were over after 5 minutes. Trevor Morley struck home the penalty for the Hammers' first of a busy night. Chapman's in the right place to divert Ian Bishop's shot for his second in 2 games after 15 minutes. He's already proving to be a bargain buy just days after his move from Portsmouth. West Ham's other new boy, David Burrows, already also proven to be an instant hit with the Upton Park fans. Not yet half-time, the Hammers celebrating a 3-0 lead. The third division club were only briefly back in the game soon after the break when their veteran striker Steve Norris pulled the goal back. But Morley and Chapman, simply too experienced for the Chesterfield defence. They made it look easy, really. And Chapman had little trouble snapping up his second and West Ham's fourth on the night. Then Morley himself completed the rout. Chapman again involved. A neat exchange here with Dale Gordon. And Morley scores West Ham's fifth in style. The bubbles blowing all around Upton Park. Elsewhere, second division Reading piled on the gloom at Main Road. Here's Gary Bloom.
Quinn left it, there could be problems here. White's acceleration brings the first goal of the game. Parkinson is posted on the edge of the 18-yard box. Just making his run now, it's to the back post, Quinn's there. Groenendijk fires it away, oh, an equaliser!
Coventry, the only unbeaten side left in the top flight, were never in trouble against the league's new boys Wycombe. Steve Morgan enjoyed himself, Roy Wagley setting him up for the first after 14 minutes. The Sky Blues made it 2 just before half-time. Morgan again, his third in 2 games. He celebrated his 25th birthday last Sunday. Coventry were knocked out at this stage last season by Scarborough. So when Mickey Quinn got the third, Coventry can look forward to the second leg at Adams Park with a bit more confidence. West Bromwich Albion, thrashed by Palace at the Hawthorns on Saturday, were an altogether different team against Chelsea. Kevin Donovan took the rebound off Glenn Hoddle to drive home his 6th goal of the season. That looked to be enough to see off the Blues, but 18-year-old Neil Shipley saved their blushes, deputising for Tony Cascarino. The brave teenager got a bloody nose for his troubles.
Spot the obvious mistake there. It wasn't West Ham, or it was West Ham we started with, but it was a good result for West Ham fans. Wimbledon fans, I'm afraid to say that the goal from your victory over Hereford has got lost between the West Midlands and here, but you know the result anyway, and it was a good win. Moving on, let's check on all tonight's results, starting with the Coca-Cola Cup second round first legs. Bradford 2, Norwich 1. Burnley 0, Spurs 0. Coventry 3, Wycombe 0. Exeter 1, Derby 3. Fulham 1, Liverpool 3. Hereford 0, Wimbledon 1. Confirmation there. Man City 1, Reading 1. Newcastle 4, Notts County 1. And Southampton 1, Shrewsbury 0. Stoke 2, Manchester United 1. Swindon 2, Wolves 0. West Brom 1, Chelsea 1. And West Ham 5, Chesterfield 1. And in the Scottish Cup semi-final at Ibrox, it finished Rangers 1, Celtic 0. Mark Hateley with the win.